Hi, welcome to Main Street Macro. I'm Neela Richardson. One simple way to divide the economy is between the good sector and the service sector. And so over the next 2 weeks, we're going to look at these two distinct sectors from the lens of growth, labor, and inflation. Let's start with the good sector. Now, this sector is composed of three main industries: construction, manufacturing, and natural resources and mining. And let's start with economic growth. It's about 18% of the economy, the good sector. And last year was a real struggle for this sector. It was confronting higher interest rates, higher inflation, which means higher prices for inputs, and higher labor costs. And you saw that effect come to a head in the third quarter of last year when manufacturing actually declined 1.3%. Now, we won't know what the fourth quarter looked like until the end of March, but what we do know is that there are early signs that this industry may be turning a corner as it enters 2023. Let's move on now to inflation, because inflation has been a big part of the economic story over the last 2 years. And the goods sector is no different. In the second half of 2020, we really saw the prices of goods start to increase due to a combination of supply shortages and increased consumer demand. Those prices skyrocketed in 2021. But the good news is, last year we finally saw the prices in the goods sector and inflation in the sector come down significantly. And so the goods sector is actually helping bring inflation back closer to our 2% target, though we're still a ways away from that. And then the final place to look in terms of the impact of this goods sector on the economy is the labor market. Now, the goods sector wasn't quite as affected and impacted as strongly as services in the early days of the pandemic. And goods overall, in terms of employment, account for about 16% of the private sector labor market. Now, the outlook for job creation in this sector will really depend on its ability to navigate higher interest rates and labor costs over the course of 2023. But what we do know is that manufacturing is going to be really important, as well as construction, for Main Street. And so when we look at this week's jobs report for February, we will be paying close attention to the labor market impact in the goods sector. Thanks for watching the Main Street Macro. We'll pick up with the service sector next week. And for more information on the week ahead, go to adpri.org.